Hi everyone, this is what we watched. So this is the movie edition. So we talk about things like movies and series and things like that, things that we've watched recently. And of course this one is the movie edition. A few films which we've watched over the past couple of months area, and we'll go over those and go through those and just discuss them really. First we'll be discussing Back in Action.
Yeah.
And then we'll discuss Wolves, which is Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course. And Back in Action was Cameron Diaz and... what's his name? Fox? Jamie Foxx. All right, so them two. And then after that, we'll go on and talk about Heretic, which was the Hugh Grant film, which was amazing in many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, we'll talk about more of a background watch, but still a decent film worth watching, and that's called Sting. And that was on Netflix about a month or so ago. Might still be there, I'm not sure. Right, so let's start off. We're going to do Back in Action first.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it was one of those that's kind of like a very easy...
Yeah.
But it was very easy to watch in the sense that it's just like...
Yeah, very easy, light-hearted film.
Yeah.
Very, casual.
Very casual viewing, yeah.
Yeah, it was good to watch the two legends back in action, though.
Yeah, I think she's got legendary... Okay, he is a legend too.
Yeah, they both are in their own ways.
Because she disappeared for about 14 years or something, didn't she?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it was about 14.
One.
I saw an interview of hers and she was like, yeah, about 14 years. Yeah, she goes like, I'd rather disappear for a while and give me time to be a wife, be a mother, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then she goes, it's a privilege to be able to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if it's something that I can still do and can still come back into and do it, I should come back and do it. Yeah. Oh, there will be spoilers in this episode, just so we can talk freely and stuff. So spoiler alert, that's for all of the films that I've mentioned a moment ago. So there will be spoilers starting from pretty much straight away. So there were two spies in that film.
Yeah, so they were two former spies.
Yeah.
They're a couple.
Yeah.
In the film. They start a family, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
And then basically the gist of it is they get back in action.
Yeah.
They get back into being spies.
Yeah.
It's a little it's been compared to almost a bit like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, actually that makes sense.
Action in a sense. Less serious.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, because, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I think they were both secretly spies from each other.
Yeah.
So they didn't know about it. But, of course, with this one...
They're working together.
They are both spies. It's just the kids didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good. It was good.
It was funny in areas.
Yeah.
Some areas.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're always a little predictable, these ones, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
But yeah,
and you just got
fun watch.
Yeah, you got pulled into action sequence to action sequence pretty quickly. You'd have very minor chit chat in between, setting up other scenes, giving you information, and then straight back into another action sequence. It is one of those where it's crazy action, just stupid action, but it's one of those that's the type of film it is.
Yeah, you mean unrealistic?
Proper
action.
Unrealistic.
Yeah.
They're just...
that would never happen.
Yeah. There's these bad guys and they're fighting in the airplane and then the bad guy just shoots the pilot. like he's not on the plane himself. You can shoot the pilot, you're going down too. My
unrealistic moment is when they, come out of that airplane crash, unscratched.
Yeah, proper untouched.
Yeah, okay.
And the airplane's proper just going down that hill for ages.
Yeah.
I like the use of modern technology and stuff. After a bit in the film, the people who are chasing Cameron Diaz and Fox, they're we're just going to wait for their IP address or whatever to ping on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And they're but they probably won't use the internet. And they go, don't worry, the kids will. And then at one point, the kids... one of them's got a device like a Nintendo Switch or something, and he's at this cafe and he can't resist and he just goes on the internet. And when he goes on the internet, of course, it pings the Wi-Fi and they get all the data, so they know exactly where they are from that. So I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Okay.
They've used like up-to-date techniques to like catch them in the film. So I like that. I like it when films keep things up to date,
Yeah.
where they make sense. Where, of course, lots of this film kind of didn't make sense, but that's the
Yeah.
idea of it. But yeah, really fun film. We were talking about Cameron Diaz, weren't we? Like, she's one of those who has still got it, or has still got the ability to like to perform and stuff. For example, like Michael J. Fox, like Sandra Bullock, we were talking about, weren't we? So yeah. Do you know what? Honestly, I feel like the last time I saw her in a film was The Mask. She was in that.
I know what you mean. I think, no, it was after Mask. I watched Mask. God, that was years ago. That was a
Yeah.
long time, wasn't it? But no, I think the last one was Charlie's Angels for me.
Oh, I didn't watch that. Right. Was
Yeah.
that good?
Not really my cup of tea. Just a very easy watch.
Yeah.
Very, predictable, casual, unrealistic type.
Who
of
else was in
action.
that?
Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore.
Oh.
Very old now.
Okay.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels. But yeah, I think that was the last thing I watched. But I'm sure she's done something after that too. Yeah, she's okay. I think she's got this likability, hasn't she? Which I think, which is why like she can come back and make movies quite easily if she wanted.
Yeah.
I think a lot of audience still like seeing her on the big screen.
Yeah. I think she's quite likable too.
Yeah.
Like, she's not a Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Controversial at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. I think she comes across.
Yeah.
Likeable and
Likeable.
quite grounded, humble. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see her back.
Like, I feel like they enjoy working with her. So I reckon we're going to see more of her going forward. Like, this is like the rebirth of her career, I think. She's going to go for it for a few more films, I think, now.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I think this is her coming back, her return. And we were trying to work this out, weren't we? We were trying to work out.
Go on.
We were trying to work out when this was filmed. Like, was this filmed in Jamie Foxx's illness or before his illness or what? Huh?
I think it's post.
I think it's post his illness too.
Yeah.
But like, that was just a year ago, so it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Pretty quick to come back to work, get like back in the saddle
true.
straight away. What were you going to say?
I was going to say the only thing with Cameron Diaz's films, I feel like her movies are quite samey in the sense like her character wise.
Yeah.
And they're like chick flicks.
Yeah.
You know, like, is it Love is Blind? No, not Love is Blind. What's it called? You know that Christmas movie?
Which one?
Love is something.
I don't know.
She did like a Christmas movie, you know, like one of those love... Is it Love Actually?
Yeah.
Is she in that?
I don't know if she's in that. I don't think so.
It's all like, like girl chick flicks type.
Yeah.
Which aren't usually like my cup of tea. So that's why probably I don't know why.
Same.
A lot of her films, I don't know a lot of her films because I just see Cameron Diaz and I feel like it's not really my kind of movie.
Yeah.
But it is still nice to see her back.
Yeah.
And same with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He should do more. Like, I feel like every film that Kevin Hart has done, I think Jamie Foxx could do it better.
Yeah.
I think Jamie Foxx should be doing those films.
Yeah. I actually can't think of many films I've seen of Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Well, we haven't watched them. There's things like that. There's that singer, the blind one. I talked about him in one of the last, when we were talking about the Jamie Foxx stand-up. Watch that episode.
Oh, okay.
That blind
Wonder?
singer, Stevie Wonder. He's in Stevie Wonder. He's done another one, Ray, which I think is somebody else. Ray somebody who's like another singer, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he's done some really good roles apparently. We just didn't see him. I'll have to have a look. I want to see his more serious work.
Yeah.
But yeah, this film overall basically chilled out watch.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it. It's quite family safe, isn't it?
Yeah. That's one good thing about it is family friendly film.
Yeah.
Kids can watch this and they probably enjoy it
Have
more
fun.
than adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch, and in that sense, got a lot of that kind of action. And I think we can move on. To be honest, yeah. Next film was Wolves.
Wolves.
So,
Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Yeah, Brad Pitt and George Clooney, who are some major actors from, of course, Oceans, blah, 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 1, 2, 3, 15, 16. But, of course, again, Hollywood legends themselves. Would you agree? Yeah.
You're a bigger fan of theirs
Yeah.
than I am.
Yeah.
I'd probably say I appreciate George Clooney more than Brad Pitt. But yeah, okay film.
Do you know what's funny? The other day I saw them both on different coffee adverts.
Yes.
And Brad Pitt
know.
was on this like really rubbish DeLonghi.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
It was rubbish.
Is George Clooney Nespresso?
Yeah, George Clooney's like
Yeah.
espresso, like got lines and stuff, and got
Yeah.
like proper like got a roll.
Yeah.
And then on DeLonghi, there's just Brad Pitt just like drinks a coffee, like, and then looking out to some hills or something. And I was like, it's just mad how different these two are in that sense.
Yeah. It's funny. I saw that too, actually.
Yeah, so weird, isn't it? But yeah, I really liked the film. I think you had mixed feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I liked it because I like things which are quite efficient. I don't like films when they're pretty much stuck in one location.
Yes.
Okay,
Same.
those I don't like, right? Unless it's done well. And we'll come on to that in a minute because of Heretic, right? So, yeah, I don't like films in one location, but I do like films, I think, with a small cast because I find them to be efficient. There's not too many people, there's not too much waste. You know what I mean? I mean, Don't Look Up had a bunch of people in it and a bunch of locations, but that fits really well. That was still efficient in its own way. But this film, not a big cast, very small. I really enjoyed the performances, really well written. You get to know the characters really well, really quickly. And you can see that they are like experts in their field. They've all got their like little tricks of the trade that they use. Yeah, that's what I liked about it. I really like efficiency.
See, I liked the beginning of the film. It got my attention. I was like drawn into it quick, but then I kind of lost interest quick.
Yeah.
I think it was literally after they moved out of that hotel.
Yeah.
Then it was just I don't know what it was, but I just felt it felt a bit draggy for me and a bit boring in bits. You know, like the scenes in the car and a lot of talking, not enough action for me.
Okay. Yeah, I get you.
I know they're not like typically your action movie stars, really.
Yeah.
You know, George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it was too much waffling.
Yeah, I get you. I can see where you're coming from.
And I don't think the kid, you know, I don't know what his name in the movie
That
is.
kid, yeah, that unnamed
I
kid.
felt like I don't know, I don't feel like he was greatly casted.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He was replaceable, I think.
Very replaceable. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I can see what you mean. Like, the pace didn't really change. And when it did change, it went straight back to like its normal pace again.
Yeah.
There were some good sequences, like the whole chase sequence when they're chasing that guy.
Yeah.
Which again was a bit long in places, could have been cut down. And then yeah, some of the shooting sequences also could have been cut down a little bit. So yeah, there were maybe some problems of pace in there.
I think it had potential. But then, yeah, from the middle to end, I don't feel like it was executed
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Could have
And
been better.
in a way, it kind of got a little bit overcomplicated in the conversation where
Yeah,
they like
I
tell
agree.
you, yeah, they tell you about the complexities and what's actually happening. And I'm like, I don't know if I just want to be told about this.
That's what I mean, like too
Yeah.
much talking.
Yeah. I didn't like the dancing scene.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That was really weird. Like, there's a scene, guys, in the film where they end up at this party and they're there at this party and they get pulled into a dance, and that kind of stuff just isn't realistic, and they just couldn't get out of this like dance in the middle of like this dance floor with all these guys, and so that's just weird. Just in case you don't know, basically in this film, George Clooney and Brad Pitt are basically, they're not really assassins, but they're people who are like clean up.
Clean up, yeah.
Yeah, they clean up scenes, so like it never happened. Or you've got a decent alibi. That's the idea. That's what both of them do. And that's the bottom line of the story here, basically. And I think they play them characters well, though. Like, I can see that the way they've performed it, it looks like they've both got a history of doing that, and that's what I liked. How they were both set in their ways. I work by myself, I don't work with people, all that. Like, you could really see that, and that's what I enjoyed about this film. And, of course, the bits of comedy, which were just, like, spread out throughout the film. So, yeah, good points, bad points. Overall, I enjoyed it. For you, a little bit mixed.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I quite liked how it was filmed. Like, there were some scenes that looked really nice. Like, the car looked nice.
Yeah.
How they filmed it, how they made it look. Yeah, certain scenes are pretty cool.
Do you know why it's called Wolves and not Wolves with a VES, plural?
Yeah,
Oh.
because they're both lone wolves.
Yeah.
So, like, the two singulars as opposed to wolves, which would put them together.
Yeah.
So, pretty, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a nice detail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice detail, that. Yeah, nicely done. And I like them too.
So what would you give out of 10 for Wolves?
For Wolves, I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I
Really?
would give it. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you give Back in Action?
Back in Action, for me, I would give it about a 4 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, it's watchable, you'll have fun, it's a bit backgroundy, but it's not really a...
4 out of 10 and 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really a film that's, like, necessarily gripping me. What about you? What would you give these two films?
Back in Action, 4.5. And then Wolves, I think 5.
Okay.
5 out of 10.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, part of me just feels like Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, they're not serious actors. And I think that's what you mean as well when you say that she only does like chick flicks.
Yeah.
Because she's not doing the roles, which I think, again, we were talking about before. She don't do the roles like that actress, what's her name? That actress.
Jolie.
Jolie. Which are like quite serious roles, quite taxing roles.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz, as far as we know, we don't really see her doing those.
Yeah, quite
Whereas I
easy
think-
watch ones.
Yeah.
And I think they do suit her.
They suit her. That's fair
They do
enough.
suit her. And
Yeah.
different audience, different movies for different audience, I
Yeah.
guess.
That's right.
But the thing with that film, for me, I didn't really feel the chemistry between
No.
them two. As in, like, I'm sure they had great chemistry working together.
But the
But I
characters-
didn't see the characters'
Yeah.
chemistry between
Yeah,
them. Like,
yeah.
I felt that was a little off.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Not really.
Like, you could probably see the chemistry between Clooney and Pitt, their
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, like that. You could
They
see
had
it.
good chemistry.
Yeah, you could see it. It worked. It made sense.
Yeah.
But Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz, there was like a mismatch there. Like, it just wasn't.
It didn't seem realistic. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't seem real.
Yeah, just wasn't done
Yeah.
correctly. Again, and this is a performance thing, I think, you know. Depends on how much of a serious performer you are. I've really got to give credit to Clooney, you know. I think he's doing really well. Like, he's been going for ages, and I don't think he's looked different
Yeah.
for the past, like, 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's just, like,
He's
paused.
aging well. Yeah, he has paused.
He's paused his aging, yeah.
Froze his age.
Proper.
Whereas, like, did you not feel that Brad Pitt
Hey, that's what I was
looks
gonna
like
say.
he aged?
This is what I was going to
In
say.
this movie.
I was going to Google their ages because I was like, huh?
No. Well, I think Brad Pitt's been out of, you know, the movies for a while, hasn't he? I can't remember when his last job was.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think we all know that he's been through some, like, personal stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's had a
Speaking
bit
of
of a
Jolie,
break.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he looks like he's aged a little. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of Brad Pitt and Clooney fans have enjoyed the film.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they look forward to them working together.
Yeah. It gives you a bit of that Ocean's 11 back, and these guys could do films together for a good while and still pull in the crowds and do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way it works, isn't it? Yeah, those two films, would you say covered?
Yeah.
I'd go with covered. Yeah, so just to nail it down, Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx were basically spies, and just as part of their normal life, they just get called back into action by like one of their bosses because Jamie Foxx had hidden an item which a bunch of people wanted. They had faked it as if it had like got destroyed or something, and so because those people now found out that Jamie Foxx has got this item, that's where they start coming after him again. That's what happens. And then Wolves, there's like a politician lady, and she wants some excitement for the night or something, and she like attracts, woos, whatever the word is that you want to use, this like younger kid, he's like what, I don't know, probably like 20 or something, to her hotel room, and things go weird, and he ends up like knocking himself out. She thinks he's dead, and so she panics and calls in the cleaners. Of course, the cleaner is George Clooney. The hotel had a camera in the room and saw the event, and the hotel calls its cleaner as well, because the hotel doesn't want any reputation damage, you know. So they want this situation cleaned as well, and that's where Brad Pitt comes in. So the woman calls a cleaner, that's Clooney. The hotel calls a cleaner, that's Brad Pitt. And then, of course, the film descends into other things. But yeah, again, good film for me. Right. Now, this might actually be the best film that we're about to talk about here, in a way, I think. However, it's about a month or two old now, so whatever.
Yeah.
Heretic.
Yeah.
I was absolutely stunned by it.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I don't watch horror. But really, in a way...
Well, we didn't know it was going to be... we didn't know it was horror.
Yeah, actually, we didn't know it was horror.
I thought it was a thriller.
Thriller.
We don't really watch horrors.
We don't watch horrors.
But I put it on because I thought it was a thriller.
Yeah.
Until we got to a certain scene.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, no, this is horror. This is horror.
It was too late by that point. We had to, finish it.
Yeah.
But it was okay. It wasn't too
Scary,
horror-y, was it? It was still watchable.
Wasn't too horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know what the word heretic means?
Not really, no, actually. I think it's some kind of... For me, it brings up words like rebel, rebellious, one who breaks rules, goes against things. As far as I know, that's a heretic. I have heard it in like debates and stuff.
Heretic means a person believing in or practicing religious heresy.
Oh, wow. So it's specifically around religion as well. And what's heresy, though?
Oh, gosh.
I know.
Heresy is... One second, let me get the dictionary
Yeah, have a look.
definition. Heresy, belief or opinion contrary to orthodox religious, especially Christian doctrine.
Okay, so going away from like orthodox beliefs and things. All right. Well, in a way, like challenging, isn't it? Like challenging these beliefs and stuff, or doing different. I suppose to a degree, in a way, we might see that as innovation, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? But I think this is further than innovation. This is like maybe flying in the face of things as a heretic.
Yeah, interesting.
So I didn't actually put that together, because had I put that together, I would have thought, yeah, okay, there's going to be a religious aspect or slant in this film, which I didn't know about until it actually started and we started to go down things. In a way, this film is basically a religious debate, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well performed. And I was just about to say, we don't watch horrors, but in a way, we kind of should. And what I mean by that is, they tend to be some of the more stylistic films.
Yes.
Like they've got proper specific styles, like proper intentionally directed a certain way.
Yeah.
They really evoke feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
In a way, it can be the peak of cinema, in a way.
In a way.
But I ain't watching no horrors anyway, I don't care.
I just can't sleep though for like 2 nights.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm alright to not bother with horrors. So
but yes, well played by Hugh Grant.
Amazingly delivered by Hugh Grant and the other actresses too.
Yeah, yes, very well casted. Liked them all.
Brilliant cast, really well put together. The tension builds, and it's all just in like one location. Yeah, basically all in one location, which is basically the guy's house, which is a really weird house. Like, it's like a maze. It's got so much going on. Such a strange house. We'll give you like an overview of the story. I suppose as we do, we'll just go through it. And so it starts off with these two girls. Are they Jehovah's Witnesses? I think
I don't know if they're. I can't remember if they were Jehovah's Witnesses.
I think they were.
But they were from church.
Or maybe Mormon type thing. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They were very religious, and they do like work for the church, like maybe on weekends or something like that. And they have been called by Hugh Grant's character to come to his house to like discuss the religion, and he might join up. All right. So they're going around, they knock on a few houses, have conversations, and then like they get to his house where they had an appointment. They get there, and Hugh Grant is like kind of unsettling straight away. Well, actually, let's say he isn't. Let's say he starts off very gentleman, right? And he's very welcoming, really nice. And they're at the door, and they say, we can't come in. We can't just like talk to you here without your wife being present. That's how we work. That's how we roll. So is your wife present? And he goes, yeah, she's inside. Just come in, sit down. I'll go and get her. So they come in and sit down. And they start talking about the religion a little bit. And every so often they're asking about the wife. Where's the wife? He goes, oh, do you know what? She's a bit shy. She's just getting ready. Give me a sec. I'll go and ask her again. So he goes to ask her. And he keeps doing that.
You're right. They are two young Mormon missionaries.
Mormons, yeah? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Because he was talking about the Mormon religion. Do you know how it was like from them two tablets, which this guy found a long time ago?
Yeah.
That was kind of like how the Mormon thing came about. And then he talks about things like polygamy, which is also part of it, isn't it?
Yes.
And then they were talking about how that was needed for the time back then, but it's not required for nowadays.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, what's that about? So the religious debate was like hot in the film. Anyway, so yeah, he keeps going back and forward, right? And I really like this part where he goes, right, I'm going to go and speak to my wife about coming here and talking to you girls. Now, do you still believe that my wife is in the other room or not? And I was like, boom.
Yeah, the suspense was like built really
That was
well
amazing.
Throughout. And it was like straight from the beginning of the film.
Yeah. He was like, right, I'm going to go back and speak to her, but do you actually believe I'm speaking to my wife? Do you actually believe that she's here?
Yeah, because first he says she's making is it blueberry pie?
Yeah.
Or blackberry? No, blueberry pie.
Yeah.
And then like they have a chat, then he goes out, and then one of the more confident sister Barnes, I think, she then looks at the candle, and it's like a blueberry
It's a blueberry pie candle. Yeah, literally blueberry
and then
pie.
she freaks out.
Yeah.
And then at that point they're thinking we have to leave now. Then he comes back, and then it all just builds up, and it's just really...
Yeah. But that's what I really loved, right? That question about, is my wife there?
Yeah.
Because it's a question about belief.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Like, now, my wife is unseen. You haven't seen her. However, I'm telling you she's there. You believed it at first. Do you still believe it now? And it was like, oh, this is all about belief and questioning belief. Oh, it's crazy, clever.
Yeah. But you can't help but think, like, why didn't you just ask to see the wife
Before coming in?
A lot earlier on, before you know, took your jackets off and sat down and chatted for 5 minutes already.
Yes, exactly.
But
see the wife
it's
first.
It's just what you do sometimes. You just trust people, don't you? It's a trusting thing.
Yeah, it's a thing, isn't it? And as they walk into the house, he mentions, "Oh, there's metal in the walls, by the way. I hope that's okay." Bit of a weird sentence. No, it's not okay. Like, get the metal out the walls. What are you gonna say?
I think he expected the girls to understand that means you're not going to get any signal.
Mobile reception, yeah.
But I don't think they understood it.
And he didn't actually explicitly say it, though, really.
Yeah, he didn't.
You know, so because at one point those two girls, they tried to like make a phone call to emergency services, to friends or family, whatever, and they can't get through. So he kind of had them there with that whole mobile thing. They were trapped like straight away.
Yep.
Anyway, as things like progress, they're like, look, we want to go. Let us get out of this place. And he goes, you can't get out. My front door is on a timer lock, so you can't get out. Which is just mad, having a front door on like a timer lock. He goes, it won't open now till the next morning. If you want to get out, you have to go through the back of my house. But you've seen my house from the outside. It's not very big. You can just walk through one of these two doors and make sure you pick wisely. And yeah, you'll get out. Just make sure you choose the right door. And then that he just starts like freaking them out because they're like, which door do I choose? I've got to say, I loved what he said about Monopoly. That whole thing about Monopoly was mad. I loved it. He was talking about where Monopoly came from.
Oh.
And he was talking about like how basically Monopoly was older than Monopoly that we know about today. It had a different name. Landlord's game or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And how the idea was basically stolen. And he's going down the road of marketing.
Yeah.
Whoever is the better marketer is the one who basically wins.
Yeah.
And he's kind of arguing in a way about religion in the same way.
Like that,
yeah. That it's about marketing and who markets it right and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, like, great writing. Really well put together character. The film, in a way, moves kind of fast, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
The pace was good. Because by this point, we're already, like, freaking out, like, what's going on? And the next thing you know, they're going down through one of the doors. And they're going down to the basement, which is where it turns into a horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah, because get down there and there's this like really weird looking woman, like she's zombified, in it.
Yeah.
And he tries to make these two girls believe in a miracle, and so he like kills the lady. And then while there's a whole panic going on, he switches that lady for another, like he's got a collection of them, and he has. And he's trying to make the girls believe that they're alive, type thing. And then the girls are smart enough to realise that this is not real, and then they basically solve it. One of the happy ending in the end, in a way, but one of the girls dies, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, really well put together, great film.
Yeah.
Great performances, great cast. Yeah, and so he's got these women in the background and stuff, and it just went a bit strange. But overall, though, great performances and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was nice to see Hugh Grant in a film that was, you know, a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah.
You know, not his usual charming, British,
Yeah.
funny, sarcastic characters.
Yeah, brought on the different aspects, like the British gentleman that he normally plays. And he's kind of, as of late, got roped into like a weird Guy Ritchie box as of late.
Yeah.
Don't know if you've seen them films that he's in. He's in some weird Guy Ritchie films, and Guy Ritchie, in my opinion, is getting really lazy as well. His best work was like Lock, Stock and Snatch. Fair enough. But Guy Ritchie is like stuck in like that whole London thing, and
yeah, I'm not a Guy Ritchie movie fan.
I'm not. Just Lock, Stock, Snatch, fantastic. After that, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just proper going weird, and yeah, he's pulled Hugh Grant in, and Hugh Grant's done a few like weird roles for him, and I know it's fun for Hugh Grant probably, but it doesn't really work.
No, I don't think he does.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, this one was a good shout for Hugh Grant.
It was.
Yeah, very convincing.
Yeah, it looked like hard work in the sense that he had to really perform in this.
Yeah,
it wasn't just like a lazy film.
He actually had to act.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, well worth a watch. We don't watch horrors, but that one is a horror which is kind of manageable. If you don't watch horrors, I think you could still watch this one because it's not really a horror if you put it together.
Yeah, just get a pillow, cushion, something, and just hide in between scenes. That's what I did.
But I had to actually watch it. So yeah, good film. What would you rate it out of 10?
I think 6.5.
Oh, I'd give it like an 8.
6.5.
Okay, fair enough. Cool.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked some of the things in it.
Yeah. I liked the film up until the basement scenes.
Okay. That was a scary basement.
Yeah, not because it was like, really scary and like creepy or whatever, but I felt like that bit was a bit too long.
Oh, okay. All right.
And like, I feel like the suspense building all at the beginning of the movie was like the best bit.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I feel like that was really good.
It was.
Really, really well executed.
Yeah. All the question marks. What's happening?
Yeah, like you didn't want to blink. You were like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's she going to do? They can't call anybody.
Yeah.
He's not coming back. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
What door are they going to go through?
Yeah.
And it was like one door was, if you still believe in God, go down this door. Like go through this door. If you don't believe anymore, then choose the other door kind of thing. And it was like that choosing the, like the decision making they had to go through, and they were panicking, and one sister was more confident and the other girl was less confident, weren't she? She was a bit more like scared and shy.
Let's just do what he says.
Yeah.
Let's go along with him.
Yeah. So yeah, that was good. Up until then, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And then it was still good, down at the basement scene, but I just enjoyed it.
Just on the doors bit, you were saying, make sure you choose the right door.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, that's the door on the right then.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
What a weird thing to say. Make sure you choose the right door.
Yeah.
That was just crazy.
Yeah.
Did you like how quirky the house was and how it got like quirkier as you went along? Because the house kind of got weirder and weirder.
Yeah, it was weird.
I like that.
Not really.
I like that because it was simple at the start.
Yeah.
The weird things like metal on the door, metal mentioned straight away. But then it just got quirkier and quirkier and weirder, and the next thing there's doors everywhere and passageways and stuff.
We were thinking why the co-worker didn't come back for him, didn't we?
Like that.
The
priest
guy,
dude or whatever.
Who came knocking.
Yeah.
Looking for the two girls, and then he didn't come back.
Yeah. It's because he moved their bikes. Yeah. So that was a good detail too, that the bikes had been moved.
Yeah. But also, I feel like his address was noted, wasn't it, at the church?
Yeah, that's why the man came and knocked on the door.
Yeah, but like that makes me think that there's a problem with that address. That's why he came.
Yeah.
So you'd think that if there's a problem at that address, you wouldn't send girls out to that address.
No.
No?
It was noted as in like appointments for the day.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and I think they had multiple. So they went to, cause that's why he went to multiple houses. Has these people come over to your house? Has these one come to your house? So there was multiple addresses. Now that's a problem because they could have been abducted at any of the addresses. So that's why he's kind of stuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't noted as a problem, it was noted as an appointment.
Okay.
They just shouldn't have done it like that. It should have been maybe...
But then if it was just an appointment, then why was he looking for him?
Because he hadn't come back.
Hadn't come back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I know. But yeah, loved it. In my opinion, I loved it. I'd recommend it. Performances are brilliant and just a crazy film. Good film. And that's that one. The next film is Sting. And basically it's like a horror thriller film. It was on Netflix.
Netflix.
I'm not going to say it's like massively popular or anything like that. But sometimes you want a background watch recommendation. And I'm happy to give you one. Easy to watch film, like there's no complex storyline in this, so put it on in the background, watch it, it's alright. So basically it's about this girl whose family lives in like a block of flats, in an apartment block, so they kind of own the apartment block in a way. The dad hasn't got a real job, so he's just getting paid to work as the caretaker, fixing odd jobs in places and stuff. And what happens is the girl sneaks into other apartments just like randomly through like the massive air ducts that they have. And she's sneaking through, and at one point either she finds this spider and traps it into this little jar, takes it back to her room, or it's something like it follows her back. It's one of them two, but I think that she traps it, takes it back to her room.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. And it starts doing weird things, like she'll do like a whistle to it and it'll whistle back. So it's like communicating. And she starts feeding it. And the way it feeds is like really aggressive. And that's basically the story. Like this spider just grows and grows and grows, and it's like intelligent, so it escapes from the jar or something. And yeah, it's just really mad because it gets that big that it eats like one of the people's cats first, and then it just starts eating people.
Yeah.
And that's basically the story. Very simple. Very simple. Performances were good. Performances were great. And story was decent enough. Characters were believable. And yeah, this spider just goes around causing havoc, just like proper terrorizing people. It's actually quite sad in the way that like the spider like eats the girl's family. And what it does is it grabs them and it stores them in some of the air ducts. The girl is lucky enough to find them in the air ducts and rescues her parents. I think the dad dies in part of the film. The spider even takes a baby.
Yeah.
That was quite disturbing.
Yeah, it was.
To be honest. That was like, whoa. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not going to do that, are you? And it does. So that was a bit weird. But yeah, that's basically the film in a nutshell, to be honest.
Very simple story.
Yeah.
Easy watch.
Yeah.
Not too scary.
Good suspense though. Like there are scenes when you see the shadow of the spider like come down the wall in the background.
Yeah, it's jumpy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a jump, but it's not like gory horror.
Yeah, not really gory. But yeah, arachnophobia is a common thing. People are scared of spiders, so it's one of them that it like really plays on that. And it's quite a nice looking spider as a horror spider. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That style of spider that they have that looks scary.
Yeah.
But also looks quite nice at the same breath. Yeah.
It's another one where it's set just in one place.
Yes.
As well, just in one block.
Yes.
One building.
Very much set in one place. And I quite like how it ends because it's mad. In the end, the spider basically lives with, I think pretty much the last family member, I think. I might be remembering it wrong here, right? But I think this was how it ended, right? It was with the grandma. The grandma's got dementia, so the grandma doesn't really know what to do. The grandma doesn't know that it's the spider. She thinks it's something else.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't really see it. But it just stays in like this weird cupboard, and it's just like banging on it every so often, just makes some weird banging noises. And when it starts causing issues, the grandma rings an exterminator.
Oh, yeah.
To say, oh, I've got an infestation. And basically she's feeding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time they come, they just get eaten.
They get eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one gets eaten, and then the spider's okay for a while. Then it starts causing issues again, and so she'll ring again. And so they're in this cycle of feeding that spider over and over. And it was quite clever to have a character like that who's got like dementia who can actually fall into that cycle. So yeah, easy watch, interesting, very backgroundable, and that was Sting on Netflix. I would give that film about a 4 out of 10. You? 3?
3.5.
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 as well for myself.
Yeah.
There are just some things that I liked in it, some stylistic things that I like tick to box here and there.
Yeah.
But that is basically that. Is there anything else from you? Is that basically that?
Yeah. That's all really for that one.
Yeah, I think that's all for everything from me as well. That's all for everything for you. Yeah, they've been decent watches, and some of these have been popular, and so we'll just call it there. So this has been what we watched. This one is a movie edition. We also do series as well. So just generally whatever we're watching. At the moment we're watching Severance. So hit subscribe to catch that. Severance is absolutely stunning. We're also going to watch Disclaimer soon, which is also on Apple TV. So good things are coming up. And Paradise as well, which is also on Apple TV, I believe. Or was it on Disney? Apple TV, I think. Yeah. So yeah, we do series as well, and of course films, etc. Just whatever we're just casually watching. So this has been what we watched, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.